Hello viewers! We are the second group of drama project, Literature Analysis A, English Department, Faculty of Humanities, Udayana University. The purpose of this drama performance is to fulfill the class project of the Literature Analysis. This performance was written by Susan Glosspel with the original amount of characters, 12 characters. Then, it was modified by each member of the group to 11 characters to fit the members of the group and evenly distribute the lines of the actors. And now, without any further ado, you're watching The People.
I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots. I've got no roots. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots. I've got no
Why are you writing?
Because I am a writer. What are you talking about?
But I thought you said there wasn't going to be another issue with people.
I am writing.
There's a woman here with a suitcase.
What's in it?
She wants to see the editor.
Alright.
This is the office of the people?
Uh-huh.
I came to see the author of those wonderful words.
Which wonderful words.
About moving what the beautiful discovery.
Oh, those Mr. Will's wonderful words.
Could I see him?
He isn't here yet. He just back from California. Won't be at the office until a little later.
He has been to California? He has just ridden across this country.
Yeah, long trip. He was very cross over the phone.
Oh no, I think you are mistaken.
Anything you care to see me about?
I could see him a little later, couldn't I?
Yes, if it's important, of course. You'll be very busy.
Yes, it is important.
Very well then, later in the morning.
I will stand down on the street and watch the people go by.
What?
The people! It's so wonderful to see them. Don't you often just stand there and watch them?
No, madam, not often. I'm too busy editing a magazine about them.
Of course you're busy. You help edit this magazine?
Yes, of course. I'm the associate editor of The People.
That's a great thing for you. Does Mr. Wells write in this room?
That is his desk.
Oh, it must be a wonderful thing to write in the same room with him.
Well, I don't know. Perhaps it's a wonderful thing for him too. I'm Oscar Trick, the poet.
He would be wonderful to be a poet. I will come back later.
Just leave that if you're going to be using it in the meantime.
Thank you. You're such a kind young man.
That is not the general opinion.
I wonder why is it the general opinion is often so wrong.
I don't quite understand the woman.
If this paper can go on, I ought to know it. I could get the job on the evening work. Can it go on?
I don't see how you can, but many a time, I don't see how it could. And it did. Now this will go on, we will see days so much worse than this. We will say, oh, good old days of March 1917.
But can they pay salaries?
Oh, no, I think not. But we must work because we love our work.
Because we love our food.
You'll know soon. There's to be a meeting here this morning. That's not here yet? No.
Did he get anybody?
Doesn't look like it. He was snapped over the phone. Guess he's giving it up this time.
I don't want him to give it up.
Well, it's not what we want. It's what people want. And they don't want us anymore. The fault must lie with us. I don't think so. The fault must lie with the failure to.
I'll tell you where the fault lies. We should give more space to the picture and less stupid reading matters.
Oh, come on. We have given too much expensive white paper to picture and too little for reading matter. Especially for poetry. That's where the fault lies.
I'll tell you where the fault lies. Here, just this. Everybody's looking for his own thing, but nobody caring enough for the thing as a whole. I'll tell you where the fault lies. Here, the editor-in-chief returning from a long trip, and the first golden word that fall from his lips are words of censure for his faithful subordinate.
How are you at?
Project. I hate sleeping cars. I always catch cold.
Any luck?
What's the word?
I heard that you may have to discontinue.
Seems we might as well.
Now, let me tell you what the trouble has been and how can you remedy it. The people has been afraid of being serious. But you deal with ideas and you must do it severely. There's a place for a good earnest journal of protest, but all this levity, all this fooling, not to mention this. You call yourself a social activist, but you fear all those capital rats. You should just print on the cover of your issue. To hell with gorgeous, Coming to see you at... I hope the news I'm hearing isn't true.
If it's bad, then it's true.
Well, it's an awful pity. But you've been too damn serious, my friend. A lighter touch. That's what the people need. You're as heavy as mud. Try to well longer along frivolous lines. I was in the building and just ran in to let you have my idea of what's the matter with you.
If we had as many subscribers as we have the people who tell us what's the matter with us.
Now the philosopher will tell us what's the matter with us.
The trouble with the paper is efficiency. Dear God, there are things it seems to me I cannot bear. It should be more carelessly done, and then it would be more perfectly done. It should be less definite, and then you would have more definiteness. You should not know what it is that you want, and then you will find out what you are after. You talk as if we had not been a success. But just last night I heard of a woman in Bronxville who keeps the people under her bed, so her husband won't know she's reading it.
If you had been a success, you fired that woman that with so great courage that you proudly propped the people on the pillow. It was my picture that got us under the bed.
I was finally told that it was my talk with God that put us under the bed.
Can you not see that she pushed you under the bed because you've made a concession to the bourgeois? Go! Jeez! It's a print more picture.
It must print more poetry.
It should be more serious, Ball! Should be more frivolous.
Is this the office of the people?
No, this is a lunatic asylum.
Oh, you're joking. I wonder about that, whether you would joke here. I thought you would. I came to see the editor. I want to
So many people are telling me so many things. So could you tell yours a little louder?
Okay, of course. There must be lots of important things people have to tell you.
Well,
Speaking for the artist, I want to say right now.
speaking for the writer, I wish to say before we go further,
A more serious and narcissistic approach.
A lighter touch.
speaking for the truth, hello. You have come to tell us something about this paper?
Yes.
Well, there are a number ahead of you. Will you wait your turn? I'll be glad to see you as soon as I can. There in the outside office.
Mortgage paper company bill got to be paid today. And here.
You could pay your bills if you are not afraid of being serious.
You could pay your bills if you're not afraid to be late back.
A more earnest approach would save the people.
A lighter touch would do the trick.
For the people to be more earnest, it would need to be more polite. To be more polite, it would need to be more fervent. You would not understand this if you do not think. You will not think this if you do not understand.
Ah!
Hell with
Bourgeois! Apes!
Anyway, as I was trying to say before, the efficiency has put out this part.
Well as this part appears to be good and out. May I, in the name of efficiency, ask you who do not belong here to retire, that we may go ahead with our work?
There would be greater efficiency in the remaining. With efficiency, there would be form. You have lacked form.
You have like courage, donkeys!
It would be illuminating, Leah, to hear you run through the animal kingdom, toads, crocodile, a number of things you haven't mentioned yet. But the animal kingdom is large, and we have work to do.
You lack form in your work. And by form, I do not mean what you think I mean. I mean that the significance of the insignificant, which is the fundamental.
We don't understand it. Why tell us?
I shall not answer your question. You couldn't understand it even if I did.
Rest in peace, centipedes.
What's the matter with us is our friends.
Well, to be or not to be, I guess it's up to you, Ed.
Just what would we be going on for? To make a few more people like you ones who have just left us? Seems to me we could best serve the society by not doing that. Precisely. What do we do? Now and then something particularly rotten is put over, and we have a story that gets rise out of a few people. But we don't change anything.
We had another hope. We were going to express ourselves so simply and so truly that we were going to express the people.
The people. I look at them all across these continents. Oh, I get so tired looking at them. On farms, in cities, in towns. They're like toys that you wind up and they'll run away. They don't want to be expressed. It will topple them over. The more I look at them, the more ridiculous it seems to me that we should be giving our lives to the people. A journal of the social revolution. Certainly we'd better change the subtitle, because the social revolution is dead.
Don't think you are bringing any news. You add, instead of subtitle, we could have a design much better.
This is a long way from what you felt a year ago, Ed. You had a vision then.
But you can keep the vision in this office. Well, it's easy enough to have a beautiful feeling about human race when none of it is around. The trouble about doing anything for your fellow man is that you have to do it with a few of them. Oh, of course that isn't fair. We care. I'll say that for us, even Oscar cares, or he wouldn't work the way he has. But what does our caring come to? It doesn't connect up with anything. And even God knows it doesn't seem to be making anything very beautiful of us. There's something rather pathetic about us.
Or is it merely ridiculous? Let me read you something, Ed. We are living now. We shall not be living long. No one can tell us we shall live again. This is our little while. This is our church. And we take it like a child who comes from a dark room to which he must return. Comes from one sunny afternoon to a lovely hillside, and finding a hole, crawls in there till after the sun is set. I want that child to know the sun is shining upon flowers in the grass. I want him to know it before he has to go back to the room that is dark. I wish I had plans to call him to the hilltop of beautiful distances. I, myself, could see further if he were seeing at all. Perhaps I can call you. You who have dreamed and dreaming now, and knowing care. Move. Move from the things that hold you. If you move, others will move. Come, now, before the sun goes down. You wrote that, Ed?
Yes, I wrote it. And do you want to know why I wrote it? I wrote it because I was sore at Oscar and wanted to write something that made him feel ashamed of himself.
I don't believe that's true. Maybe it's the way you think you wrote it, but that's not the reason. You wrote it because it's the living truth, and it moved in you, and you had to say it.
Who are you?
I am one of the people. I have lived a long way off. I heard that call, and I had to come.
I've come too. I'm from Georgia. I read it, and I didn't even stay at school any longer. I said, I want something different and bigger. Something more like this. I heard you're not being able to sell your paper in the newsstands just because lots of people don't want something different and bigger. I said to myself, I'll sell the paper. I'll go and sell it on the street. I got very excited that I didn't want to stay for the dance. There was a dance last night, and I had my girl too.
He didn't even wait for the dance.
Idealists are calling the intellectuals and calling them. And what did you leave, my friend?
My oyster bed. I'm from the Cape. I had a chance to go in on an oyster bed. I read what you wrote. A woman who had stopped an automobile left it. And I said to myself, I'm nothing but an oyster myself. Guess I'll come to life.
But what did you come here for?
Well, the rest of it?
The rest of what?
The rest of what you've got.
Yes, that's it. We've come for the rest of what you've got.
Ooh, this is awkward for Ed.
Give it to us.
What?
The rest of it.
I haven't got anything more to give.
But you made us think you had. You led us to believe you had.
And you have. You couldn't have given that unless you had more to give.
Whoopsie, very awkward.
Well, the three of us are here. From the south to the east and the west. We have come because you made us want something we didn't have. And it made us want to go toward it.
We thought people here had life. Something different and bigger.
Ooh, perhaps we better go. Poor Ed.
I wish you'd shut up, Oscar.
I know you will give it to us.
Give what to you?
What you have for the people. What we need, and I believe we need it. You shouldn't have called it personally. You should have called in your needs by mail.
Oscar, try and act as if you had a soul.
Ouch. I think he really has. At least he has a heart. But you're not going to let us just go away again, are you? He gave us his oyster back. And this boy didn't even wait for the dance. And me, I had to give up my tombstone.
Your what?
Yes, tombstone. It had always been a saying in our family. He would even have a stone to mark his grave. I lived in a town in Idaho, and he had your magazine. And he left it at the store, and the storekeeper said to me, "Here, you want this? You like to read?" And I wish I would take it away. He meant the cover.
Ooh, that was my cover.
So I took it home, and when my work was done at night, I read your wonderful words. They are like spring. If you have lived in a dry country, you will know what I mean.
Talk to him. Tell him about it. Come, Oscar.
As long as to be so much uncertainty about this, perhaps I'd better tell a grandfather. You see, folks don't know where I am. I just came.
He didn't even wait for the dance.
You know, I'll be glad to sell the papers. Here, shall I take this? I'll stop people on the street and tell them why I'm selling them.
No, you can't do that. You'll be arrested.
Let him sell them. What's the difference about the law if you have the right idea?
The right idea has given us too much problem already.
There's something sure about an oyster bed.
You come with me and have a drink. And something sure about that too.
He could have had a drink at home.
Coming, Joe? That was thoughtful of you to want to help us. We must talk about it.
I am sorry for you.
Why? Because you have the brain to say those things and not the spirit to believe them. I couldn't say them, and yet I've got something you haven't got.
Will you sit down?
No, I'll go. I don't know why I should be disappointed.
I'm sorry, but I suppose you'll now regret your tombstone.
No, it was wonderful to ride across this country and see all the people. I thought of how you call your paper a journal of the social revolution, and I said to myself, this is the social revolution. Knowing that your tombstone doesn't matter, seeing this is the social revolution.
Seeing?
I said the truth that opens from our lives, like water that opens from rocks. Then I knew
I've got
that.
Sorry to butt in, but I can still get that job on the evening word. If this paper is going to stop, I've got to know it.
Stop! This paper can stop!
Can't stop. Last I heard, it couldn't do anything else.
That was long ago.
Oh, you've got something to go on with?
Yes, something to go on with.
I see. I'm glad, but I've got to be sure. This is the truth?
The truth. The truth that opens from our lives as water opens from the rocks.
Nobody really needs a tombstone.
Action.
Well, the three of us are here. From the south.
Action. Kok gede sih?
Lu bisa buka seriusnya aja.
1, 2, action.
I've come too. I'm from Georgia. I read it, and I didn't even want to stay at school any longer. Lupa.